basically, both of you and I stumbled across a little treasure in Georgetown, Kentucky. First of the week they were calling for all this, and then they changed the whole forecast and said we'd be lucky to even see some flurries floating in the air.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, let's go, we're good. Here we are at Ward Hall. This is December the 9th, and we're here to go take their Christmas
Ward
candlelight
Hall
tour.
is I think the only Greek revival mansion in Kentucky. There's a lot of history behind this house, and we're proud as Kentuckians that we have it here. So come along with us, we're going inside. When we got to Ward Hall, guess what we saw?
Oh. Hello, hello. Come to find out, we are related to one of the investors.
I'm Ron Bryant. I'm the chairman of the board of the Ward Hall Preservation Foundation, and we welcome you to Ward Hall.
We are related because he is part of the Ball family, and we're part of the Ball family.
And we will see what all the wonders of Ward Hall has for you.
Yes. I dressed up, and I want everybody to see my new sweater.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll be darned if I'm going to keep my coat on. So I took my coat off, and he said, you may not want to do that. And then when I started seeing his breath, I thought, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm going to miss that coat.
It was cold. I wouldn't take mine off.
Very good. Well, Ward Hall is the largest Greek revival mansion in Kentucky. It was built by Junius Ward, who was a native in Scott County, and he moved to Mississippi in the 1820s and became a very, very wealthy cotton plantation owner. And by the time that Ward Hall was started in 1853, he was a multi-millionaire.
This place was built as a summer home.
And he decided that he was going to build a little summer house back in his home state of Kentucky, and Ward Hall was his summer house. And his big mansion was in Washington County, Mississippi, and it had 42 rooms in it. And this house has over 12,000 square feet in it, and he only stayed here from the last week in May to the last week in September, and then he would go back to his other house.
If you live in Kentucky, you really should be visiting this place.
But it was built for $50,000 in gold in 1857, and in today's money, that is $8 million.
We want to encourage other people to go check this out.
And the staircase behind us here is considered one of the greatest treasures of Ward Hall.
And you see this elliptical staircase.
It is a double elliptical staircase, and there's only one other like it in the country. And if you stand over there in the well of the staircase and look straight up, you're going to see one of the very magnificent sights.
The information that our tour guide, gave, you just have to go.
But the sad part about Ward Hall is that the Ward family did not get to enjoy this place that long because it was finished in 1857. The war breaks out, the war between the states breaks out in April of 1861, and Junius Ward was a Confederate sympathizer, and he went back to Mississippi, and the house was closed down. Now the plantation continued operating. His Irish overseer, his last gesture of Southern patriotism, he invested the rest of his millions in Confederate war bonds. And in April of 1865, they weren't worth the paper they were written on, and Junius Ward went bankrupt, and this place had to be put on the auction block. He was considered a great turf man, and he was part owner of the great racehorse Lexington. And after the war was over, he recouped his fortunes through horse racing and investments and died rich. That picture on the desk there is of the great racehorse Lexington that he was part owner of. And the skeleton of Lexington is at the horse park and it's on loan to the Smithsonian Museum. Junius Ward, though, when his obituary said that he was one of the most kind-hearted men that ever lived, and he was known for his hospitality, and Ward Hall, for those few years, was known as the great center of hospitality. That beautiful old piano that's playing is an 1860 Steinway, and it still plays. And then the lady above the piano there in the portrait, that is the famous or infamous Sally Ward.
But the best story, and what you don't want to miss, is the story of Sally Ward.
Sally was the niece of Junius Ward, and she was the great Southern belle of her day. Her father was actually in the Kentucky General Assembly. He was a multimillionaire as well. Her mother gave her a wedding gift of 50 brand new dresses from Paris, France. But she became one of the most famous people of her time, and many people say that she was the inspiration for Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. And you can see a lot of the similarities there. But there'll never be another Sally Ward, and she led the first dance at the first ball here in 1857.
But it was, the way it ended up, it was beautiful.
That building's gone. That building's gone. The ruins of this one's still there. The ruins of that one's still there. That building's still there.
The trees.
Oh my goodness.
Christmas trees.
Oh, beautiful.
We have 4 Christmas trees in this house. This is the Victorian tree here. But in the next room, there's a small table tree. That's what the Wards would have had if they had been here at Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
In the hallway was the big modern Christmas tree there. And if you notice the big ceiling medallions, that is the original plaster work, and that's actually the original paint colors from 1857.
So it's where we get our buffet dinner?
Yes, now, I would invite you to sit down and partake, but the sweets might just be a little tough. But this room, this is where the family is. About 1860, ladies' hook skirts had gotten so wide, they had to tip them to go up the staircase. And they were always told, tip them to the wall, don't tip them out. Had to be very proper. Here we have another 65-foot long hallway. But now this hallway was actually used for the ballroom. But one of the prettiest pieces of furniture is that big Baptista bed there.
And if you love Downton Abbey, you want to walk through this house.
Oh, yes.
Household staff would live down here and work down here.
Wow, look at the old fireplace.
A few years ago, when they were building the subdivision behind us, the bulldozers ran into a cemetery, which were the slave graveyard for some of the Ward slaves, because when they did the forensic investigation, they were all African American, and they had been buried so well in such nice coffins that their remains were still enough intact that we could tell the ages and the genders of who was there. We don't know their names because they only had field stones there.
If you're a Black American and your family settled in this area,
All the bodies were exhumed, and there were 9 that were found. and they were moved over onto this property, and a nice fence has been built around it, and it'll be taken care of in perpetuity now. And we put their headstones back exactly the way they would have been buried.
They're trying to find the name of each one and give them the proper headstones that they deserve.
And so every year out there now, we take flowers and lay on their graves, and so they have been.
The things that he shared with us, even Tim has not stopped talking about it. He tells everybody.
So anyway, all of you have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
He gave us the grand tour. He was wonderful.
He did.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.